Hi everyone. We're going to do some examples of working with complex units in this video. And by complex unit, we mean a unit that has an exponent. Most likely that exponent will be squared or cubed. So here they want us to convert from cubic meters, that's metric, into cubic yards, that's English. So I'm going to need my conversion factor cheat sheet. And do I have a way to get from meters to yards? Yes, I do. I may want to rewrite this conversion factor just so I have it at my fingertips. 1 meter equals 1.0936 yards. A yard and a meter are pretty close. So how do we deal with this conversion when our units have exponents? Well, let me rewrite the problem. 1.955 cubic meters. And there is a relationship between meters and yards. I know I'm going to want to have cubic meters downstairs and cubic yards upstairs, but before we worry about the cubed part of it, let's think about this relationship here. For every 1 meter, there are 1.0936 yards. But I don't have a meter, I've got a cubic meter. So I'm going to cube the unit and the number downstairs, and I'm going to cube the unit and the number upstairs. And then that's it. Cubic meters cancel. You just have to be very careful on your calculator and remember to cube this number here. In fact, I may begin with that step. 1.0936 cubed. When I did that arithmetic, I got 1.3079 something something. And now I'm going to multiply by 1.955. And I think I'm going to need 4 sig figs in my answer, right? This has 5 sig figs, so I'm only going to want 4 sig figs. And I'm just going to write down all of my digits, I think. 2.55695 cubic yards. And if I round this to 4 sig figs, that ought to be 2.557 cubic yards. So I would have expected a value close to the initial value because a meter and a yard are very similar to each other. So again, the first step is finding the relationship between the unit, and then you cube the unit and the number downstairs, and you cube the unit and the number upstairs. Let's try another one. Okay, so now they want us to convert 50.2 micrograms per cubic meter into micrograms per cubic inch. So we don't have to do anything with these micrograms. And now that I think about this problem, this was some kind of a lethal dose or exposure dose of carbon monoxide gas. So, this is the maximum mass of carbon monoxide per cubic meter I think that a person should be exposed to. So again, we're worried about going from cubic meters into cubic inches. I'm going to need my conversion sheet because again, we're converting from metric to English. So do you see a way to go from meters into inches? I don't, but I do see a way to go from inches into centimeters. I think this is going to be useful for us. I'm going to write that down on our problem page, 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, and that was exact. So maybe if we went from meters into centimeters, and then from centimeters to inches, we could get this to work. So meters to centimeters. Well, for every 1 meter, there are 100 centimeters, but you don't just have meters, you've got cubic meters. So cube the unit and the number upstairs, and cube the unit and the number downstairs. And then one more step. This is where we use this relationship here. For every 2.54 centimeters, there is 1 inch, right? That's just this relationship here. 1 inch contains 2.54 centimeters, but we don't have centimeters, we've got cubic centimeters. So I'm going to cube the unit and the number upstairs, and I'm going to cube the unit and the number downstairs, and I think that takes care of cubic centimeters. So we've gotten the desired units, micrograms per cubic inch. Let's do the arithmetic, and again, don't forget to square these quantities here. Okay, I am getting a rather small number, and I think my final answer should only have 3 sig figs. I think this is the number that limited our sig figs. I got 8.23 times 10 to the negative fourth micrograms per cubic inch. I like our sig figs and I like our units. Does this value make sense? I think it does. Remember, a cubic meter is going to be pretty large. So this would be 1 meter on all 3 sides. That's going to be pretty large, so I can imagine 50 micrograms fitting inside of here. But if I only had a cubic inch, that's going to be a lot smaller, so I think the micrograms inside would also be a lot smaller. So I'm satisfied with our final answer. So good luck as you work with complex units or units with exponents. Thanks for listening.